Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Retro Gamers Podcast, episode number 295, and there is a lot different with this episode right now. It is crazy. First and foremost, I want to, of course, introduce long friend of the show, long friend of mine and Anthony's, Mr. Felix, FlexO Productions.
Yeah!
Oh, hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
Good on, Felix. How are you?
What's up, brother?
Thank you very much for joining us this week.
Yes, man. Thank you for having me. As always, man, I really appreciate everything you do. You know you the truth, lad. You know you the truth. Come on, man. My brother from another mother.
Absolutely, my friend. So we're going to have a good conversation today, but I want to also point out something else, because for the first time in like 2.5 years, you might see a little difference on my end. I mean, Anthony all of a sudden doesn't look Italian anymore, but you know, he's over there. But I got my podcast, my little podcast section back.
I love it.
And just
I love it. Hell yeah.
It changed a little bit.
Game watches.
Oh, these bad boys, right?
Come on, man. That was it right there.
So these are, and again, this is going to be for the YouTube portion. We got the Super Mario Brothers 35th anniversary edition, the Legend of Zelda 35th anniversary edition, and my fat head is blocking an OG
Woo! Ah!
Game & Watch. Mario's
Is that Burger Time?
No, God, no.
Oh.
It's Mario's Cement Factory.
Oh, what?
So that's
man, I love them. How? You know what was the most annoying part? How to find batteries for them.
Please,
right? Back then, they were sold out everywhere.
Like, who sold those little dime batteries? Like, no one did. So, yeah, it's terrible. Even now, trying to find them on Amazon was terrible.
It's impossible. I'm like, how the hell, man?
But, yeah, so this is back, and it grew a little bit more. So
I love the Bacardi over there, too.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. All right, and of course, I just have everything back. I'm returning to the office tomorrow, so I might be cranky next week, so we'll see what happens.
I hear you, man. I hear you. It's always that 1 week, that first week.
First time in 2.5 years. I feel like I'm starting a brand new job, and I'm not. So
I've been here.
Whatever. All right, let's get right into this. So one of the reasons why also I have Felix on the show this week, one, Anthony's unavailable, so Felix was very kind to help out on the show.
Man. Family.
But you recently, and with your show, Comedy Confessions, right? Which you can find everywhere, YouTube,
yes, man,
Twitch,
I appreciate that, man.
Facebook. Absolutely, check it out. But last week, you did a wonderful episode, because really ever since the Retro Gaming Expo here on Long Island, you've been like obsessed with the PlayStation 2, which I am loving.
It's OD.
OD. We talk heavy Nintendo here. We know that. It is what it is. But PlayStation 2 has to be maybe, if not one of the most important systems in gaming history.
It really is.
One of the top selling systems ever. It's got about 9 million games available for it. but first of all, and your recent kind of like rediscovering of it, as you said, what kind of got you started on that? Like, where does
so basically this is what happened. I'm apologize for that.
No,
so basically what happened was I was looking at my Mega Drives, my EverDrives. Sorry, I said Mega Drive. My EverDrives, and I just I pulled out the PS2 a week before.
Okay.
The Long Island Expo, because I knew I needed to manifest that I'm going to get either Vendetta, Def Jam Vendetta, or I'm going to get Fight for New York. You know, this is an expo. A lot of people come first come, first serve. So it's really, you know, you don't know, right? So I finally, as soon as we got in there, you know, to the right, it was right there. I saw the Vendetta. That was the first thing I got. And ever since then, I said, there has to be something. We're in 2022, you know, there has to be something out there that's kind of like an EverDrive for the PS2. And when I typed it in and I saw that little memory card,
and how easy it is.
It's so easy. I'm like, I lost sleep, bro. I lost sleep for like 2 weeks. I still haven't slept. Like, and it's like going back to playing all these games. It's ridiculous. It's like finding a treasure, you know?
No, especially with the PS2, because there's so much stuff that we've never seen on this side of the planet anyway. And so just to mention, so with the PS2, we talked about the emulation, and you know, and we've talked about it in the past on the show. It is what it is at this point with emulation. You know, we've kind of adopted, thanks to a friend of ours who was on the show, kind of adopted the mantra. It's like, you know, it's one thing to emulate these old games. Reason being, the companies aren't making money on them anymore. And we're not looking to steal anything. Like if you're emulating like a Switch game or like a PS5 game over. Don't do that.
That's over.
Different ball. And even like if they like re-release games, like I don't mind doing that. Like the Cowabunga collection just came out recently, so you get a lot of those. But like for a lot of these hard to find gems, a lot of these expensive, I'm talking on the third party market, like eBay and everything, expensive games. You know, emulation is the way to go. And it's, you know, we've kind of adopted that. You're mentioning the EverDrives, which are awesome.
Ridiculous.
I mean, it's whatever cartridge it is.
Sick. And it's original hardware.
Exactly.
That's what makes it so amazing.
And that's where it kind of started from, to be able to use the original hardware with these games. You're exactly right. It's like, you know, like with a Genesis, if you get, they have specific cards for EverDrive for Sega CD and like for the 32X. But you still need a Sega CD or a 32X to use those. You can't just use them in a regular Genesis.
To run it.
So I like that idea.
I love it.
Now,
I love it.
I've seen systems as far as CD-based systems are concerned. With the PlayStation, Dreamcast, and Saturn specifically. They might have done it for the Sega CD, but I don't think so. But for those three, where basically, and I can't go into the details because I have no idea how to do it. You know, they just pop the guts out and they put in like some sort of optical drive that just takes a little micro SD card. And you know, so there's no physical media, like you can't put a CD in anymore, but again, it will use the original hardware. And you know, I've even thought about like, how are they going to do that with the PS2? But I never really looked into it. I just never thought about it. But you looked into it and you found it. But what you found was so easy and so ridiculously simple, and it doesn't involve opening your PlayStation 2
at all. And not only that, you save the life of the laser CD. I don't know what they're called.
The drive.
The drive. You save the drive. You save money, especially if you have kids and you want to show them, you know, stuff that you grew up with, and it's such a good tool to show so much that you can do. And like I said, it's good educational for me because I didn't know half of these games. You know, and it's like education. How the hell? And I get mad because they didn't come here. You know, like Mr. Mosquito. That was a very weird game, but it's so fun. You know what I mean? Demolition Girl. That's just now. Hold on, I have a question though.
Sure.
All right. Now I did see this while I was trying to find these emulation websites, which I could not believe they're still around. Cool ROM's still around. This is like we talking about 96.
Yeah, this is some around there, and you know the ROM sites, those you can find on your own. But still, you're right. A lot of these sites are still there.
It's still there. No, but this is what I'm saying. Now, this is going back to the piracy and all this stuff, right? Yeah. I saw a website. Okay, I don't know if this is. I wanted to hear your opinion on this. It's a monthly subscription, right? They monthly subscribe to you, and they say for specific ROMs because the other ROM sites don't have everything. They don't have every single one.
And do me a favor, just don't mention the sites just in case.
Oh no, I know that. Yeah, definitely not. And I'm sorry that I did. No. I mentioned one. And I'm sorry. But I couldn't believe that they have a subscription service.
For
ROMs that are available. What is this? You know, like, can you do it like that? Like, I want to hear your opinion on that. Like, I would love to hear your, you know?
Yeah, that's different. I don't think that. I think that is illegal.
Yeah.
Because you're
actually charging.
You're making money. That's the whole idea. You're making money off of it.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a different ball game. Yeah. You know, it's one thing where they just pop up. Almost like the internet movie, like the Internet Archive that has a ton of video games on them playable in the browser. And I'm talking like Super Mario Bros.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Like, I love that. I love stuff like that. Yeah.
And even that Internet Archive did a PS2 dump of like demos, incomplete games. They did do that. That I can say. And it's on there. It's been reported.
Oh, wow.
It's good to go. When I say reported, I mean not to be taken down, because they're like incomplete games and stuff. So it's weird, but again, they're not making money. Where these sites that are
crazy
subscription ones,
yeah,
those
I
that
want
stay
to
away
hear
from.
your honest opinion. You're more of an expert in that aspect, you know.
It's not even expert. I just feel like that's wrong.
Beyond.
Like, because again, no one else is really making like the
monthly subscription, like Netflix.
Yeah, like the parent company. Like Square is not Square back in the day, is not making money anymore on the first Final Fantasy. That was a terrible example because they re-release Final Fantasy all the time. But you know what I mean. So I would stay away from the subscrition site.
Yeah.
That
no,
sounds
definitely.
As
soon as I saw that, I said, "Aléjate, Satanás."
I want nothing to do, no more. So the PlayStation 2. Now, before we get into because you did talk about some hidden gems that you found when you were doing your episode. But first, just what are your original memories? Because I got some great memories of the original PS2, and we're talking like because and the reason why I asked this, I even asked it on your show. I think this emulator thing with the card, and it's a memory card, goes right into the memory card. I think it only works with the original fat PS2.
Yes.
Not because I have the slim one. I have the redesigned slim PS2 now. So I think this only works with the fat one. But nevertheless, do you have some early memories of the PS2 just in general?
Oh, definitely. So I had the obviously Dreamcast was the go-to.
And that just celebrated a birthday a few days ago.
Unbelievable.
September 9th, yeah.
Yeah, 9/9/99. Yeah. 9/9/99.
I will never forget that marketing.
I will never, and I love the epic advertisements like that. That was a golden era for gaming, definitely.
Yeah.
But so I had the Dreamcast and I had Soul Calibur 2 and Resident Evil Code Veronica X.
Oh,
right?
Wow, okay.
Unbelievable.
Anthony's favorite Resident Evil.
It is?
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
on
awesome.
Dreamcast too. So
that's
a good copy. Yep.
That was one of the greatest things I've ever seen when I first got it.
Mm-hmm.
But my friend, he got the PS2. He's like, "You need to come over. I got it." And he had NBA Street, right? So NBA Street, that was his first game. We played it forever. So I told myself, I'm gonna trade in my Dreamcast. Right? I'm gonna get this PS2. And literally, it's 1 year. So Dreamcast is still popping. It's still
that was still going around for a couple of years. Yeah,
it's only 1 year. So I go to the GameStop. I take my Dreamcast with my Soul Calibur 2 brand new and and I said I would like to trade this in. The guy said, "All right, $50." And I looked at him. I said,
"For the Dreamcast?
A brand literally less than a year old Dreamcast.
Wow, even back then.
Soul Calibur 2." And Resident Evil Code Veronica, he's like $50. I looked at him. I said, "Oh well, I guess I'm not getting a PS2." So what I did was to motivate me. Like these are things that I do. Like I said, bringing out the PS2 to manifest it. I went and I bought Zone of Enders.
Ooh, that's an interesting. Okay.
And I said, I'm gonna keep this. This is gonna be my first game for the PS2.
Oh, you bought the game before the system?
Yes.
Okay, yes. I did that with the N64. Okay.
Yeah, to like manifest.
Yes.
I'm gonna get it. You know what I mean? And it took like a year and a half.
All right.
but I still got it.
But you got it. That's what it's about. Yep.
So that was like one of my oldest first memories.
That's awesome.
PS2. Yeah.
I remember. I'm pretty sure I probably got it. I always got game systems for Christmas. And actually I used to get them from my grandfather because I knew that because the first Christmas after my grandfather died, like a new system came out and I didn't get it, but I got money. So I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Like Santa Claus already brought everything. Where's the rest of it? And then like my parents are like, all right, truth be told, your grandfather always used to buy you the new game systems. And we didn't, we just couldn't do it this year. I was like, oh, okay, well now I know who got me the system. So thank you, Grandpa.
Yeah.
No, I just remember eventually getting the PS2 and, really besides the games, I remember backwards capability on the PS2. I remember saying to myself, well, I can get rid of a system.
Yeah.
I can get rid of the PS1. And I don't know if I actually did officially get rid of my PS1 or just put it to the side. And then played PS2. And then quickly found out that not every game was backwards compatible on the PS2.
Yeah, not every game.
There's a small handful. And for some reason, I had a bunch of those games. Which was a little weird. But the other thing that sold me on the PS2 was we had an original standalone unit before, but the PS2 was really my first DVD player.
Yeah, mine too. Mine too in my house. Yep.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I don't short of maybe like 5 years ago from now, I bought a very small, cheap $20 DVD player to put in my bedroom if I wanted to watch something, before I started switching over to digital and everything. But I don't think I've ever owned a standalone DVD player because after the PS2, everything else played DVDs.
Yeah. Yeah, they were the opener. They were like the gateway.
They were
the gatekeepers.
They were, and especially when I went to college, because my parents weren't going to give me the DVD player, so I had the PlayStation, and that's again, we had Blockbuster right around the corner. So as much as one of the best gaming systems, I'll always remember it as my first major DVD player. And
all around entertainment. So that's three things: PS1, PS2, and a DVD.
That's true.
And if you even want to get crazier, at that time, which USB just came out, I guess, you could have put something with a USB.
You could have. I think you probably could have played some music on that. I was definitely downloading stuff on Kazaa before. What was the other one? What was the one that Lars Ulrich tried to shut down? Napster.
Oh, Napster.
Napster.
Yeah.
Before Dr. Dre started getting on everybody about downloading.
And then you had Winamp. It really kicks the llama's ass. That was the best. That was the best. Talk about stealing stuff. Music. I remember I had LimeWire. Hell yeah.
I think BearShare, which sounds sexier than it is.
Yeah.
And then Napster. And I remember a friend of mine actually got an email from Dr. Dre. He was down whatever new album Dre put out.
The 2001 Chronic, I think it was.
I think my friend's like, I got an email from Dr. Dre telling me to stop downloading his music. I was like, well, you better print and keep that email because that's all.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. It was real, man. That shit was real. Shit. My friend, one of my friends, I'm obviously never mentioning the name. We go back, long time. Well, I haven't seen him in years, but we used to chill all the time. He was the first guy that I ever seen with my own eyes or ever heard. Sorry, I didn't see the incident, but I heard it. That the feds came
really
and took his computer.
I'm not shocked.
And so they literally pulled the hackers. Remember hackers?
Yes.
They literally pulled the hackers in real life, and it was here on 108th Street. I was like, what? The feds came? I don't have a computer no more. I'm like, what? And because he was going in, and he would make the CDs and sell it. In in high school, and be like, yo, and I used to always get my shit. And it was crazy. It was crazy. Those are crazy times,
Oh man. Well. Anyway, so let's talk about a little more legal now. Emulation. So, what have you truly discovered now? Have you first of all, have you refell in love with some games?
Beyond.
Because I know you found Vendetta. But the one you were looking for is Fight for New York.
Got it.
Which I was shocked at the price tag on that one.
Yeah, 200.
It goes from between 150 and
200, 250. Sometimes in Amazon, 400.
Amazon's ridiculous.
Crazy.
But I would say between 150 and maybe 3 if it's shrink wrapped original. But look, that's a tag. I mean, trust me. Was that the first one you went for? You're like, you know what? I got all these games. Let me go for Fight for New York.
Number one, Fight for New York.
Okay.
That was it. I literally have 12 USBs.
That's the other thing I was going to ask you about a little later.
Filled.
So let's talk about that because I love I know we're skipping around, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I love your reasoning for all the thumb drives.
So basically, you can't. Okay, there's a lot of trials and tribulation. Mm-hmm. A lot. Okay, games you might think you went through the process, you turn it on, everything looks smooth. All of a sudden, one section of the game turns off.
Yeah,
you gotta do the whole thing over, take it out, download it from another play. It's a lot of trials and tribulations. So the guy that I saw, I don't remember the guy's name on YouTube. He said you can either do 64 gigs or 32 gigs, but I would recommend do 32 gigs because if you put a 64 and you don't pay attention, let's say, half your games will disappear. Sometimes, depending on the USB, let's say, that happened to me in the beginning. I put 3 games, but you have to convert. There's a lot of things that
fair enough.
Gigs you got to convert. You got to get a converter for it, all this stuff. But I didn't pay attention to the files.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm going through it, I'm thinking I put it in. 3 of the games are gone.
Oh wow!
It's gone. Because I overfilled it. You know, because you need to leave a little space, a little bit of space. Yes. So it's crazy. A lot of stuff, trials and tribulations. So I stuck for what he said. He said, "Listen, get 32 gigs because that's the easiest way to. If it does mess up, you don't lose your mind.
Yeah.
And if 64, you don't have to do everything all over again. So 32. I mean, and it's kind of cool. It's like little cartridges.
They're like my little. That's what it was when you said little cartridges. Yep.
And it's beautiful. You know, it's like, all right, we don't. And then sometimes I like to shuffle them. You know, like dominoes. And be like, let's play. Well, we don't know what we're gonna play. And then be like, all right, this one. You know, and then we don't know what's in it, but we're gonna play a game there. You know, so it's fun. You know, you make your little games out of it.
It's your own version of a 5 CD disc changer. Since we're going old school.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. So you got the two Def Jams. I mean, were you into more sports games, fighting games? Like, what was your genre?
I went NFL Blitz.
Oh, okay.
I had to. NHL Hits. Unbelievable. Never in my life played it. Okay. And fell in love immediately. Like I was like, how the hell it was like that. It was crazy. MLB Slugfest. I mean, I'm gonna keep it because it's it goes with. But I'm like, that.
It was part of that. It was part of the. That's like NBA Jam started that.
Yeah,
like
but
the arcade style. It's not,
I know. I hear you. It's not to say, because
I hear you.
Pitches are like.
Yeah,
the pitches are like, I'm like, I'm good. Like
Cyber Baseball 1000. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They took it to like 50,000. Yeah. But Jay Cocoon 2, all the RPGs. Oh.
RPGs now.
I'm sorry to cut you. I'm sorry, like, everybody, if let's say you get interested in doing this stuff, just remember your PS2 runs at 1.0 USB.
Okay.
So
oh yeah.
You will have choppy cutscenes depending on the player. But the gameplay is immaculate. It's perfect. But it's just the CGs. It's kind of annoying for RPG because that's like kind of makes
it. Yeah.
And you're like, what did it say? And then you're like, just read it. You have to read on it. So if you're willing to go through that, it's well worth it because the RPG list of the PS2 is ridiculous. And there's no puzzle games, though. There's literally very little puzzle games. It's surprising.
I mean, I guess it depends on your definition or someone's definition of puzzle because I remember like the precursor to the Guitar Hero games where there was these 2 games called Amplitude and Frequency.
Ooh, Amplitude I've heard of. Frequency? Frequency. Yes, I did see that. I forgot
one's a sequel to the other. I forgot which way it went. And it was all techno because it was early 2000s. So it was all techno music. But it plays like Guitar Hero, but you use the controller and you just got to hit the buttons once they, in time. You know what I mean? So it's a rhythm game. I guess it's more of a rhythm game than a puzzle game.
Do you know what I noticed that the PS2 had? I'm sorry to cut you off. Yeah. I get excited.
I love it.
I get so excited.
I love your passion.
They had B-Boy. I'm putting my eye in the camera. Okay? They have a B-Boy game. It's called B-Boy, and it's a break dancing game that's like that. You have to like press like up, down. Like dance. And they have a game called Urban Flow, and it's exactly Dance Dance Revolution with breakdancing. I was like, what?
Are they North American releases?
Yes. And it's like, but they have the old school music, hip hop. I lost it.
That's awesome.
I was like, must have.
That's awesome.
I'm sorry.
No. Like I said, I love your passion. Trust me. You're not going to insult me. Okay, now speaking of which, all right, fine. So you're rediscovering a lot of these games from back in the day that you remember playing. Is there anything new? Like, were you out to try and find like you had this new game in mind that you wanted to play now that you have the emulator? Like whether it was like a Japanese only or European only, because Europe got a lot of exclusives for the PlayStation.
Amazing, unbelievable. I actually like to play funny games.
Okay.
Leisure Suit Larry,
yes.
Okay.
Which I've never played one of those games before.
Larry, you need to do this. It is straight I couldn't believe that they got away with it. You know what I mean? Like it's ridiculous. Like
I mean, they started on PC, so
yeah. I don't even want to say
No, I get it.
A lot of perversion.
Trust me, everyone knows
a lot of perversion. But the game is extremely fun. That's definitely a new one that I was like, I cannot believe this game existed. Your energy bar is your,
Mm-hmm. I got you. Your mojo.
Yeah.
Your mojo.
So it's really ridiculous. Cold Fear, like I said, Cold Fear.
You started talking about that before we started recording. I'm trying to remember. It's vaguely reminding me of what this game was.
Yeah, it's basically Resident Evil on a ship.
Yes, I remember.
And it's rocking back and forth. It's the graphics blew my mind. Jackass the game was ridiculous. It's so fun. I'm sorry.
Nope, you're good. Don't worry.
Sorry to curse.
No worries. See, now I got
fun.
Now I'm set up where I can timestamp this.
Oh, okay, good. All right, because I'm sorry, but Jackass, the game, ridiculous.
I remember that game. Yes.
Super fun. Outlaw Tennis, all the Outlaw. It's just so wacky. I love it, man. I love those type of games. Oh, the guy game. That was just in my head when you were explaining Leisure Suit Larry. I have that on the Xbox. You own it?
I have it on Xbox. Yeah. So the guy game, for those who don't know who the guy game is, the guy game's a terrible game. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Horrible.
But it's horrible.
But you have to have it though.
But what happened was it was filmed. Long story short, they went to a beach, like, I don't know, somewhere down in Florida or California, and they ask all these hot women questions, trivia questions, and if they get it wrong. No, I'm sorry. The more questions you get right, eventually there's a cutscene, live action cutscene of a stripper, like, some chick taking her top off or something like that. Very almost Girls Gone Wild without the wild part. Just Girls Gone topless, admittedly. So I bought it.
Hell yeah.
But it's kind of like how I have on it might be on the PS2 as well. I have on GameCube BMX XXX.
Oh yes, the BMX XXX. Yes.
Yeah. Again, it's just.
Do they really show
on the GameCube? They show it. They show topless women on the GameCube. Look, all right. It's 2022. Let's give the disclaimer. This was like early 2000s.
Yeah.
Look, they have these commercials down in Brazil for orange juice. You know what I mean? Happy juice. So it is what it is. We all got nipples. Yeah. But I have nipples too, Greg. You gonna milk me? But no, but BMX XXX, the guy game, which is again terrible. But and there's no codes for the guy game. So I remember desperately trying to find codes for the guy game. Like, I need to skip these questions. And then eventually I just found someone to put a list of all the answers up. Just here are your answers. Go.
Hell yeah. And did they do it in the magazine? Or was it like in a vlog or something, like Reddit or something?
No. It was on. Yeah, no, the internet was around. So.
Okay.
Definitely, yeah, like a vlog or a message.
Yeah.
But
no, because I remember they used to do it in the magazines, and they used to go to Woolworth and cut out the codes.
Yes, that's right.
We used to cut out the codes.
Sure, right. So anything like as far as like again like European or Japanese games, anything else that kind of caught your eye? Because I actually pulled up a quick list. Now I don't know how accurate this is, so don't hold me to it. But I just found a list of PS2 games released in Europe, but not in the USA. But now I'm starting to think this is not in any sort of order, so never mind. Beverly Hills Cop.
Yes, that's the one. That's what I was literally about to say that.
Eddie Murphy, Beverly Hills Cop?
Yes. And
really?
It's beyond. I downloaded it and I deleted it literally about 3 minutes in because I couldn't. It's that bad. Like I'm like, the hit detection. Very. It looked like a indie, like a one person in an indie group, like literally one. Not even, and he took his time for like 3 months and was like, let me just try to show this to somebody after, see if maybe they develop it, and then he got like a sponsor. That's what happened. Because it's definitely not a team.
It almost sounds like Charlie's Angels on GameCube, which is
it's worse.
And you'll find a lot of licenses that probably weren't really given out, but a lot of licensed movie games from Europe. On the PS2.
Was it Bad Boys up there? One of the.
I think Bad Boys was up there. There was a weird Home Alone game that was like an official game of Home Alone. I'm looking here. Lassie had one. Charlotte's Web.
Lassie had one.
Yeah, Lassie had one.
That. I have to try that. Lassie.
Yeah, they had some other games. But I'm trying to find if there's like a top. I'm sure there is. I'm just not finding it right now.
Mr. Mosquito's definitely up there. Demolition Girl is up there.
I just came across Demolition Girl on that one. Yeah.
Demolition Girl. It's just you're battling a 50-foot woman that's in a bikini. Like, how do you not want to play that game? How do you not want to just see, like, you have to like radar her buttocks? Like, they have a buttocks meter. Like, I need to play this game.
It's like some of the weird Japanese arcade games when you have to like spank the booty or whatever.
That's the only games I'm playing if I ever go to Japan.
So, all right, here's something I pulled up real quick that should be interesting. And then we'll because we got some other things to chat about. Yeah. I just put, when was this? All right, so this article, September of 2021, from Game Rant, which is a good website. Mm-hmm. At that time, the 20 rarest PS2 games and roughly how much they're worth. So, just kind of curious if you can. I'm not going to go through all of them. But
Haunting Grounds is up there, right? I think Haunting Grounds.
Let me see it. You know what? Let me do it like this. Well, did you come across the King of Fighters? Now there's 90.
2002. I have
Unlimited Match. Yes.
Yeah, that's the one. Okay. I have that one. It's all right. I mean, I don't know why there's such a craze for that. Like, it has definitely not here. You know, the craze for it because we had so many here. You know, so it has to be like real fans that keep that genre alive, because to me it's like I don't understand how you have so many King of Fighters that are exactly the same.
I never understand. I mean, I'm not a fighting fan.
Yeah, so. But it's like the same thing though. You know, it's just a different year.
Like when I really thought about it, the only fighting game I truly used to play all the time was Justice League Task Force on the Super Nintendo.
Oh my god!
That's the only one I truly enjoyed. And I think I used the Flash all the time.
No, he was a problem in that game. And Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman was no joke.
Haunting Ground is on this list. It's listed number 8 at the time in 2021. The game went from anywhere from $435 to $1,000. So who knows what it's like now. It's a Japanese survival horror.
It's really good though.
It has a lot in common with Clock Tower series. Interesting.
You wake up in a dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
The guy from the Goonies.
That's, you were explaining that before. He's
in the game. He's in the game, and he's cutting a human being, and he throws him in a soup, and that's how you wake up. Like that. That's how the game. So I was like, it was crazy.
I gotta play that. Oh, here we go. Fight for New York is on the list, number 4. The greatest hits version specifically can go at the time upwards of $525. So that dropped just a tad. But then again, the version we were looking at, I remember, was not the greatest hits version. Usually, greatest hits go for a little more for some reason.
That's so weird. Yeah. It's supposed to be the other way around, though, isn't it?
Who knows? You know what? I don't even. It's weird what people
like. Rise of Honor. I looked up Rise of Honor.
Yeah.
And the greatest hits way more expensive than the original.
I think it's just because it's greatest hits, maybe. It's the only thing I think of. And usually that's at the tail end of the run of a game. Yeah, so there may not be as many available in that version. I think that might be it. Yeah. So the number 1 on this list is a game called Rule of Rose.
Yeah, I have that.
Okay.
It's from 1930s. I didn't really get into it yet, so I can't specify on it too much. But that game looks kind of crazy. It's like a survival horror, 1930s. It's from back in the day.
Wow. So this is all right. So I'm quoting Game Rant here with this. Developed by Punchline and published in North America by Atlas USA in 2006. It was actually the subject of a huge moral panic in Europe as rumors quickly spread that the game contained elements of sadomasochism, brutal violence against children, and quote-unquote underage eroticism.
Yeah, it's very weird.
That's weird. And it was banned in the UK. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see some crazy stuff.
Probably.
You know, like later on.
Last year, a sealed copy could have gone for $1,300.
Jeez.
So, but all right. So, like bottom line, you look very happy that you came across this with the PS2.
I mean, for me, it's just I am an all-around gamer. So like I love everything, man. You know what I mean? Everything that is on Beautiful Joe. I totally forgot about
Beautiful Joe. That's right.
Totally forgot about it. And it's just such a way to appreciate what this system really actually did for us, man. Because Sony, yes, they have all these companies. They're all about the future. I get you and all that, but there are times where you have to go back, man. and you can see where all these new ideas came from, you know, because they went back. Those people that developed these new games, they went back and they saw, oh wait, I can take this, I can do this, let's do this. Or Samurai Western. That's a big that's another one. Samurai Western.
Oh, that one I don't remember, but okay.
It's literally Ninja Gaiden in Wild Wild West. And you can block like it moves just like Ninja Gaiden. It's unbelievable. Really hard.
Okay.
Not hard. But like I know somebody seen that and was like, oh, I can make Bayonetta.
Oh.
You get what I'm saying? Like, oh,
okay.
I did a little.
Yeah.
You know, let's take it there. And then when I see these, I'm like, wow. And then and just the freedom that the PS2 had as a developer, there was no restriction. You can say whatever you want in video games at that time.
The reason why there's like 4,000 games available for it, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's amazing, you know.
It's definitely, and again, PS2 being one of the best of all time. And you know, folks, chime in on our social media. You know, let us know, you know, some of your favorite games from the PS2. If you had, you know, if you were able to have the full library there, like what maybe some of your greatest hits or your you know, holy grails that you're looking for, definitely hit us up on the social media pages.
Most definitely.
In fact, speaking of social media pages, you can find. For the retro gamers, you can find us pretty much anywhere you listen to podcasts. You can find us. You can find us on Instagram at Retro Gamers Podcast, YouTube at Retro Gamers Podcast, Twitter at Retro Gamers Pod, Facebook Retro Gamers Podcast. Email us, email at theretrogamers.com. Felix, please give out some of your sites there.
We have Comedy Confessions. You could find me Felix Vicioso on Facebook. We have FlexO Productions on YouTube, so you can see all the stuff there, all my skits, and the shows, and Twitter, Dominican Stone Cold, and Dominican Stone Cold on IG.
Absolutely.
That's it. Hey, you're still a linear.
One day I'll know how to say it in Spanish.
Hell yeah.
I know and of course, we'll put all the links in the descriptions below. All right, so we're back here again. We got Felix. Of course, if you're tuning in now, I don't know how you tune in now on YouTube, but whatever.
Doesn't make sense.
We do have a retro birthday, a more specific retro birthday. We actually talked about the company a few weeks ago with their 50th anniversary, but this particular hardware is 45 years old this year. And we are in this month, actually, we're talking about specifically originally dubbed the Atari VCS, later renamed the Atari 2600.
Yeah!
45.
Oh, yeah.
45 years old for that system. Good gosh. And I don't know if you can see it in the camera. I definitely got the games right there. A little bit, you can see them. So, and then these I love showing off. The double-headed games.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. One of these. Which one has? Oh, this one has it because this one has a Chuck Norris game on it.
Oh my God! Wow, Chuck Norris! I played this in Dominican Republic. I played in Dominican Republic.
Oh my gosh!
Shout out to my cousins. They had it with the. We had the centipede. We had the whole band.
Oh my God!
That was it. So the double headers.
I never knew those were around originally. So
that's crazy.
Those are news to me. So again, originally dubbed the Atari VCS, and then later on renamed 2600 when all the other systems were coming out. The system dropped in 1977. 1980 was the release of Space Invaders, which, you know, really kind of brought that system home at that point. Excuse me. In 82, it was officially, the Atari VCS was officially rebranded the Atari 2600. And that year, we got two of the most iconic, but for the wrong reason, two iconic games on the 2600. And I'm talking Pac-Man and E.T.
And E.T. That's what I was about to say.
So, yeah, they were a little rough to go around.
Pac-Man, that noise was just... The Pac-Man?
Forget about the noise, just the way it looked. And and it's funny because when I go, I try and whenever I do the podcast, I try and put myself in the shoes of that era. You know what I mean? Obviously, these games are going to look like garbage now. But back then, I know people were expecting like an arcade copy, which didn't seem too hard to do.
It's really not.
But boy, did they make it hard to do for Atari, and then I mean for Pac-Man, and then ETZT. You know, I mean, a friend of mine claims he beat it the first time he played it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I gotta see him with my own eyes.
I mean, I don't know how you beat it when you're just falling.
That's all I used to do.
I
thought that was the game.
What are you beating?
So in 82, these games came out. Shockingly or not shockingly, in 83 was the North American video game crash.
The year I was born, right? Come on.
Yeah, you caused the crash. See, I knew it. In 1986, which I forgot about this, they had, you know, you think all the slim versions of these systems happened later on. The Atari 2600 Junior came out in 1986.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, it's just obviously it is what it is, a smaller version of the Atari.
Wow.
What year do you want to guess? And I'm not talking homebrews, I'm talking official releases. What year would you say, if the Junior came out in 86, what year was the last game published, would you say?
93.
Okay, close. 90. 1990. Final game from Atari, Clax.
Clax
is an awesome game.
I love Clax. It took me a long time to get used to that game, though.
Yeah,
like,
it does.
How it does,
yep.
You know, like how to like
to
really.
Yeah. And then the 2600 was discontinued in 92. That system ran officially until 1992. So 77 to 92. Hell of a run.
I wish I had this up. What we're doing it right now. And we love you, Atari. Atari, we love you.
Do you know what was one of your favorite games on Atari? Just real quick.
I'd have to go with Between Snake or Centipede.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that type for that. Pong was good. I
can't go wrong with Pong
forever. I can play Pong forever.
Can't go wrong with Pong. My favorite's Keystone Capers. I love you running around chasing the guy. Love that game. That and
but then Oregon Trail came out. They did a version of Oregon Trail.
I don't think so.
No, right?
Unless that's like a homebrew of some sort.
Yeah.
Which I don't have too many of homebrews. I only have Pac-Man 4K. So someone fixed Pac-Man on it.
What?
Yeah. It kind of looks the same, but it runs smoother.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
it's
Keystone
awesome,
Capers and what was the other one? Kaboom. Love Kaboom.
Kaboom! Wow.
And just nowadays you can get the Hyperkin Atari, Hyperkin 77, which is their version of an Atari 2600. So you can play all these wonderful games. Again, 45 years old.
Yeah.
Give it up.
Yeah.
Big happy birthday for the Atari 2600.
I'm about to. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to try to find a game online or something just to give it its flowers that it properly needs. You know.
Absolutely. All right, so we're gonna start to wrap. Actually, know where you can go. You can go because you might be able to do a free trial in the beginning. There's a website called Antstream Arcade. Antstream Arcade. They're legit. They're 100% legit. They are a subscription. I think they're maybe like $20 a year or something.
Yeah.
But they have Atari games, Commodore 64 games, all playable in your browser. Or one of the reasons why I have it, the newer Atari VCS. The recent one.
Oh yes, you the one.
Yeah,
Larry,
I am the one probably.
No, hold on. You waited a long time for that.
Well, it was an Indiegogo. So yeah,
yes. I remember that.
It was an Indiegogo. Yeah. So it took like maybe a couple years to finally get it.
A couple years.
And look, I know a lot of people say, look, I'm not saying it's a good system as far as games. I love it for the nostalgia factor.
The way it looks is beautiful.
The way it looks, it is. A lot of the re-release games, like they re-released like Yar's Revenge, they re-released Missile Command, which is a terrible game. They re-released
I don't know how people like that one.
Black Widow, but like they Asteroids, but they jacked them up. And a new version of Arkanoid's coming out, but actually I don't think that's unrelated. But I've been getting them on the VCS because the VCS has like special boards levels on them. But what's really good, if you're going to get an Atari VCS, I'm not going to lie to you, you're probably not going to get it for the games, but you're going to get it because you can play Xbox Cloud games through it legally. There's an app on there. You can play
what?
You can play Google Stadia. You can play
Steam. Steam?
No, not Steam. Well, maybe you might be able to play Steam because you can use it. A lot of people use it as a secondary computer. There's a PC built into it.
It has a browser?
Basically, yeah.
Oh,
and, like,
that's
you can
sick,
code
bro.
on it.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell
And
yeah.
you can use like Amazon Luna on it. Again, they have official apps are available for this. And of course you can stream, like Netflix and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, you're not really, I don't think people are going to get it for the standalone games, but if you want like to extend, like if you have Google Stadia and you want another system in your house or something.
Yeah, like you can
get this thing.
Yeah.
So that's really what I think what it's for. But nevertheless, I still love my little Atari.
Hell yeah.
I thought it was fall off the first time I booted it.
I remember seeing that video.
Oh, that was
and you had it, and it looks so sexy.
It's got the wood grain finish on it.
Yeah, the wood grain grip. That's what we call the wood grain grip.
So we got just a couple pieces of news to talk about here. Felix, do you remember the cartoon Gargoyles?
Of course.
So, do you remember the game Gargoyles?
No, I heard they're trying to remake it.
They are Disney. Disney just did their D23 Expo, I think, along with Marvel. So they announced a lot of the new Marvel movies.
I saw Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolt, the Marvels, Fantastic Four.
Can we talk about real quick?
No problem.
Superman leaving.
I didn't hear about this.
Superman left DC, and now Marvel got him for Dr. Doom.
Wait, no, what? What are you talking about? Don't spread lies on this show. We can spread misinformation, but not lies.
This is not lies, Larry.
Make me look this up. Like in the comics for the movies.
He's out of DC, and they're trying to make him be the villain as Dr. Doom.
Oh, okay. I see what you're talking. Oh, see, you tricked me. Henry Cavill.
Yes,
Henry Cavill.
Superman.
I thought you meant there was some sort of like
him.
I thought you meant the comic, the character from the 30s or whatever he debuted.
Oh, no. I would have had a heart attack. I literally would have been burnt. I would have been like Austin Powers. I mean, Ace Ventura when he kissed. And it said, oh my God, I would have done the whole thing. It would have been bad if that was the case.
I didn't know the actor. Okay.
The actor. But he's not Superman no more.
Let's clear this one up. Okay, yes.
Yeah, he's not Superman no more.
Henry Cavill will no longer be playing Superman. There were reports that he was probably going to play a villain on Shazam.
Yes.
Excuse me. As you're saying, he might appear as Dr. Doom.
As Dr. Doom. That's what they said. That's what I read.
Not necessarily fantastic. Man, you confused the hell.
Yeah. No. Barry, I would have been outside of Marvel Studios. You know what I mean? With my Superman shirt. And I would have had the Superman army behind me. And I would have been like, listen, you better let go of this man. You know what I mean? It would have been bad. We would have had the DC Marvel collide.
I was going to say, they did the crossover once before. But
yeah, we're going to cross over again. You know what I mean?
All right, let's get this one back on track because I've completely lost. Anthony's never going to let me do this by myself again. So yes, Disney announced they are going to be remastering the Genesis game Gargoyles.
Oh, that game was amazing.
Yes.
Oh, the Genesis game? That was one of the best games
version.
Yo, one of the best Genesis games because I love the Aladdin feel. That Gargoyle game was amazing. Amazing. Oh yeah.
I'm glad you said the Aladdin feel because it does fit into the like Aladdin, Lion King, and Jungle Book in that classic series.
Yeah, Lion King. Yep. And Jungle
Book.
Yep.
Is available. Aladdin, Lion King, and Jungle Book are available right now. So I don't know if they're going to no real announcements as far as date or systems or anything. They're just saying that they're going to do it. I don't know how many versions of Gargoyles there were, like, Super Nintendo, Genesis. There might have been a Game Boy version.
Yeah, definitely Game Boy.
Because this new thing of putting all those versions onto one, like they just did with the Turtles game, which is phenomenal. Mm-hmm. The Cowabunga collection. Mm-hmm. Except online play is garbage. No, for real.
For real, it's like it's glitchy.
No. It's like to the point where like people are like online complaining about just the online version.
Don't tell me that you disappear out of nowhere. That's the worst thing in the world.
The lag is atrocious, and it's not. I have it for. We all got me, Anthony, and a couple of our friends got it for Switch. Mm-hmm. Now Switch is notorious for being terrible online, except for like their games. But I heard this is going for all the systems. Where I think once you start playing with 3 or 4 players online, for the arcade games. The lag is atrocious.
Oh no. Now what's going on, man? Come on.
But
these are old games.
Couch co-op, phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
Phenomenal. So take it for what it's worth. But yeah, so I don't know if they're going to throw a bunch of versions of Gargoyle together or just remaster it and just put it out. But we'll see. But that was just announced the other day. I never got into the cartoon, but I know so many of my friends love that cartoon. So
it was all right. I was a Darkwing Duck guy, man, by that time. You know what I'm saying? It's a Darkwing Duck. Come on. It's trouble. You call DW. That's it. It was over for me.
Dangerous.
That's it. I am the terror that flaps in the night. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's it.
Great cartoon.
I didn't even care about anything else, man. That was it.
TurboGrafx game. All right, so Gargoyles, we'll keep an eye out on that one. Also, this I never even heard about, the unofficial Strider sequel. Remember the game Strider?
No.
There's a sequel coming out. Or
well, they had two. They had two for Genesis. The second one sucked.
Oh, I remember that.
Horrible. I was like, what the hell happened there? The PlayStation one was unbelievable.
I had both of them because
that one was sick.
Strider 2 came with Strider 1.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was sick. You know what I mean?
This is a game called Cannon Dancer. So
yeah, don't tell me it's like with remember that Cannon game for Dreamcast? Very rare. Had Guile in it, Cammy, but it was a shooter. It was like Contra, top down. It was like Cannon.
Maybe.
It was only for Dreamcast, and it was that Guile. Familiar. You had Guile, Cam. It was unbelievable. Guile, Cammy, and it was like Contra Neo. It was like top down. You shoot like that. It was sick.
Good Lord.
It was sick. Yeah.
I love Contra. I had a little trouble with the Contra games on the PS2.
Yeah.
I wasn't too happy with those.
Yeah. Shattered Soldier.
Shattered Soldier.
Yeah, Soldier.
And then they had the Contra.
Neo. I think they had Neo.
No, they had Contra Neo. Oh no, the Contra Adventure I think was on PlayStation or something like that. The first.
Yeah, Contra Adventure's hard. Yeah. I didn't like that one.
But the PS2 games. Anyway, yeah, this one, it's an unofficial sequel. Hold Me Closer, Cannon Dancer. It's coming to consoles soon. I don't think there's any word yet, at least as of right now. Cannon Dancer is set in a neon cyberpunk Arabian world, and the plot is supposedly poking fun at, I guess the director poking fun his time when he was at Capcom. Strider did get a direct sequel, which is named Strider 2, but again, Cannon Dancer was on the original, had the original's designer on board, which is why it's kind of like a unofficial sequel.
Wow. I'm definitely going to look that up.
Yeah, nevertheless,
I'm a huge Strider fan.
And Strider's awesome. And the final thing I want to mention is more of a Kickstarter. So I guess this is the segment where I announce another Kickstarter.
Yeah.
But this one I saw, it was originally only as a ROM, an illegal independent ROM. And then like a year ago, I think, I remember writing the guy who wrote it. Forgive me, the guy's name is I'll find it. I can't find it at this point. I apologize. Here we go. Yatsuna Games. And I wrote him like, oh, this game would be awesome if you ever did a physical release. Let me know. And shockingly, like I get an email yesterday, like in a response going, hey, we're now doing a Kickstarter to do this physically. It's a Game Boy game called GB Corp. A physical Game Boy game. And what's cool about it's almost like a it's hard to explain as far as what the game is. It's really just you put the game in, you turn it on, and like you earn one of those games like you just kind of earn money over time by just like setting up like you buy more workers so you make more money quicker.
Okay.
But here's what's cool about it. Depending on the type of Game Boy you're using is different output. So if you put in an original old school Game Boy, some of the workers will start to produce. If you take the game out and put it into a Game Boy Color, other workers will start to work that are exclusive for Game Boy Color. Same for the Pocket, same for the Game Boy Advance, and same for Super Game Boy. 5 different Game Boys will give you 5 different output levels, and you have to keep switching the cartridges to maximize the output level of the game.
I love stuff like that, man. I love stuff like that.
I've never heard of this before.
I love stuff like that.
And I'm like, I am in on this. Now, this is before I had the analog pocket. I could download the ROM, again, legally and everything. But I'm like, I want a physical copy. And finally, it's coming out. It's on Kickstarter right now. As of today's recording, we got 28 days ago. They need 6,000. Wait, let me convert it. They're looking for 6,000 euros. They got almost 3,000 euros. But we got.
I think that's gonna happen. I think that's definitely gonna
happen. But it's just Dr. Ludos. That's the game designer, Dr. Ludos, and it's just this. It's a micromanagement idle game for the Nintendo Game Boy. I'm quoting Kickstarter with a unique feature. It is the first game where the Game Boy you use to play has an impact on the game. That just blew my mind.
That reminds me kind of like, do you remember that X-Men game where you had to choose like different cards? It was like,
oh yes,
and you had to put it like,
oh, it's like a Tiger Reader or something.
It was like a Tiger.
Yeah.
It was a fighting game.
Yeah.
And it's like switching different cards gives you different stuff. So it's like they took that element and they made it into the like the actual hardware. That's awesome, man. I love stuff like that, man.
Yeah. So let's see. Just to a little bit more about it here. Here, let me explain it properly. Again, quoting the Kickstarter. You are the manager of the GB Corp company, and your goal is to make the most money from your Game Boy collection. Hire or fire new Game Boys. Train them, but be aware that only the virtual Game Boy of the same type than the physical Game Boy you're using are working until the batteries are down. So, to put your Game Boy Color employees to work, you need to play the game on an actual Game Boy Color.
That's great.
If you want your Pocket employees active, you have to unplug the cartridge to put into a Pocket. And there's actually 6 different Game Boys. So the original Game Boy, Pocket, Color, Advance, Super Game Boy, and if you have, Super Game Boy 2.
Wow.
So now I gotta
what if they had virtual Game Boy on top of that? I would have lost it. I'm crazy on top. What about DS? What about the DS? No,
this is just the Game Boy, just the Game Boys. Because it's one cartridge that you keep switching around on different Game Boys. That's awesome. That's pretty cool. And what's cool is one of the exclusive things you can get for backing is a 3D printed desk area that will actually have a wooden desk and a chair that you can put your Game Boy on, so it looks like he's working almost like a cubicle.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think that's kind of adorable. So check it out on Kickstarter. I'll put a link up. GB Corp. It's an amazing concept. So
yeah, definitely. Shout out to GB Corp.
All right, yes. All right, let's then bring this into port. Felix, thank you very much for being here.
Yes, man. Always, man. Thank you so much for having me, man. I really appreciate it. You guys better go follow the Retro Gamers podcast if you haven't already. They're the best in New York City. I don't care what anybody says. And Anthony, we love you, man.
Yes.
We love you.
And one more time, Felix, give us a plug for you, please.
FlexO Productions on YouTube, FlexO Productions on Instagram, Felix Vicioso, Vicioso. Twitter, Dominican Stone Cold, and Dominican Stone Cold on Instagram. We try to do 3 days a week. Sometimes it happens 2 days. Sometimes maybe even 1 day. But we're always there. We're consistent. Every week you will see us, new topics, new stuff. And thank you so much.
No, and I'm not just saying this because I love you, because you're my brother. Yeah. You're one of my closest friends here. Truly, you are a funny human being. I love the stuff that you do. Everyone, please go check out Felix.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And always thank you for the support.
Always.
And folks, we will catch you everywhere next week on the Retro Gamers podcast.
There it is.